welcome to the stage co-founder and CEO of Aya Research Institute and Summit Impact Climate Fellow, Alexa White.
Hi, everyone. My name's Alexa White. I'm so happy to be here with you all today. I'm going to be talking to you about environmental justice and why you should really care. And so I want to begin with your understanding of food. And so I do a lot of my research as a biologist in Hawaii. Hawaii relies a lot on imports and exports. If they were ever to be hit by a natural disaster, they only have about 3 days worth of food to survive. And so a lot of that helped me to understand exactly my own upbringing. And so I was raised by my grandparents. They are native from Texas and North Carolina, and they moved up into the Great Migration as sharecroppers from the American South. And so throughout my childhood, I had a really strong connection to land as well as water, trying to understand exactly how food nourished us and what that really meant for our bodies as well as our communities. And so this image is to give you a depiction of exactly where they came from and how America's connection to land is really important to me as well as all of us. And so throughout my time doing my research, I really struggled to have a connection to the work. I was in labs, I was constantly doing a lot of academic research, and I didn't understand if there was a personal connection that I could really have to that work. And so this is an image, a piece of art from Ronaldo Morales, giving you a really good depiction of environmental justice. And so what does that really mean? Environmental justice means that there are different kinds of climate impacts that impact the global majority. People of color, people that don't really have control over the sort of toxics and issues with the environment that infiltrate their communities and their homes. And so this image is meant to evoke emotion and help you to understand that there is something that needs to be there's something that needs to happen in terms of how we address our food, our water, and our resources. And so through my research, I had the pleasure of going to Hawaii and Jamaica. I am an agroecologist, so I'm really interested in how we're going to feed ourselves in the next 50 years. And here I am talking to a farmer in Waimea, Hawaii, on the Big Island. And I was having a conversation with him about policy, about all the things that I'd learned throughout my biology education. And I realized that there was a large disconnect between what he understood as his farming and what I understood as a scientist. And so through that came this theory that I produced called the Famer-Practitioner Divide, which basically just highlights how a lot of the things that we as consumers and kind of just existing on this planet do, the people who do the research behind it don't really know that. They don't really go into the field and understand exactly why these things are happening. And so that problem led me to co-found the Aya Research Institute. And so the Aya Research Institute was co-founded by a friend of mine, Adria Peterkin, and I. We have the mission to increase the amount of environmental justice scientists and engineers of color that are doing climate justice technology research. And so we have a laboratory in Detroit as well as at MIT. And so through that, we really have the goal to address 3 main problems. And so the first is that scientists and engineers really are not trained in community engagement. They don't really have the ability through educational programs here in the United States to understand what it means to build a relationship and to have a really intimate connection with people who they are going to be impacting. 2, they aren't usually paid as well when they're doing this kind of passion work. So the typical salary of a scientist or engineer within academia, usually they'd like to go off into some private industry work instead of doing the work that's really needed and that we would really want to see. And then 3, the people who are affected in these communities are not really reflected in the communities of scientists and engineers. And so obviously, if you'd like to solve a problem, you should probably ask the people who are being problematized. So these 3 things are really the core to why Aya exists and what we're doing today. And so Today, our laboratories are really centered around environmental justice screening tools. And so we are focused on mapping different areas of the world that pay attention to where natural disasters will happen, flooding, hurricanes, earthquakes. We are producing predictive technologies in order to help these communities to either better transition away from those areas or to mitigate those climate problems. And so, I would really like to just ask you to imagine a world where all of these things are right. Imagine a world where the people who are experiencing these problems are getting to solve the problems, and imagine a world where there's a diversity of thought, religion, ideas, and science and engineering is something that is commonplace in your home and within your current dialogue. So I invite you to talk to me after this. My name is Alexa White again. I'm a biologist, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.